Today, I would like to do a mini lesson about imagery and trying to get deeper in your images, deeper in your description. A lot of times, I use imagery to describe place, but I always also use imagery to describe what actions are going on, and I try to do it in a beautiful way, or to describe people in a beautiful way. And I feel like the deeper you can get in those images, the more descriptive you can be, the more beautiful your pieces of writing will become. So this is a piece of imagery that I have written, and it's not pure imagery. There are some other things going on. I find that imagery is a really difficult narrative skill. It's much more difficult than writing with dialogue and dialogue beats and dialogue tags. It's hard to get just pure imagery. There's always other things that are going on, but I think that if we practice it, we can get really, really good at describing and make our pieces of writing much more beautiful than they were at the beginning. I'm not going to read this entire thing to you, but as you read and you look at this as the example, notice that I try to add a lot of adjectives and adverbs into my piece where I'm describing things, and I try to do it in ways that'll help people sense what I was feeling at the time when I'm writing about this. So this is a story about one day going snowmobiling with my father and grandfather, and snowmobiling used to be a big part of my childhood. And then this was when I was an adult, and I was returning back to this place that I hadn't seen in over a decade. And the sense of we've just finished our day of snowmobiling, we're all tired, we're ready to go home, and it's this darkness is enveloping the mountain, and it's beautiful, but it's also ominous at the same time. And so I put a lot of descriptive words in there. I try to show you what I'm seeing so that when you read this, you'll get the beauty of the scene, but also that sense that things are coming to a close. This is a chapter in my life that won't be opened again. It's over, right? There's this ominous sense that this is the end of something, the end of an era. So when you do your imagery, try to use lots of really great adverbs and adjectives, and try and describe deeper than you normally would. So instead of saying that, like in this first one, let's just look at this first sentence really quickly, right? I could have just said, the sun is setting on the Grand Mesa, but instead I say it's dusk on the Grand Mesa. The sun's last rays of the day tickle the aspen beard of the ancient plateau. So I use all these great descriptive words, right? And I use an interesting verb in tickle, but it's not just a beard; it's an aspen beard because it's the trees, and it's not just a plateau; it's an ancient plateau, right? I add all these descriptive words to make it deeper and more beautiful, I feel. So hopefully that helps. Look at this example and try to go as deep as you possibly can with this exercise.